Clean with me, life updates, and content creation. Hello friends! It has really been a minute since I shared a long-form video. The last couple of weeks I've been focused on creating consistent short-form content, shorts, reels, and TikTok, just to get myself used to my editing software again and back into the habit of thinking about topics and videos. I've thought a lot about consistency as well as how to be true to myself and not tick people off by sharing the variety of things I'm passionate about. I've been pushing through insecurity about sharing my life and stories on the internet again. Blind friends, at first I'm wearing jeans and a blue t-shirt, blank on the front with white print on the back that has text that says, "My autonomous driver," then an image of a guide dog, and text again that says, "Is better than Tesla's," then an image of a Tesla. I ended up in shorts in this t-shirt. I started off in my bedroom. I tend to start with our main level, but I kept thinking about the dust I'd send downstairs from upstairs. So upstairs it was. I opened up our curtains to get some light in, stripped the bedding. I have a moderate dust mite allergy, so we have allergy cases on all the pillows, and we have a Tempur-Pedic mattress and always have a mattress protector on it. We use these funky plastic corners to keep our sheets on properly. I'd especially used to come off the corner by my head all the time, and it made me crazy. The sheet keeper honors actually do work. I worked on dusting everything and had to laugh at myself because I put my back to the camera when I started dusting our ceiling fan. I also had to laugh because even though I dust this fan regularly, there were clumps of dust large enough that I could see them. You know they're big if I can see them. As I cleared off the dresser to dust, you'll see me laughing at myself again. We often snack in the evening while watching shows before bed. We put the snacks behind the TV on our dresser, mostly to keep human food-loving poodles away from it. First, I grabbed cheesy popcorn, then barbecue chips, then goldfish, then baked Lay's. I looked at the camera sheepishly and just laughed because that's real life over here. To be fair to myself, the only snack that I ate out of those was the baked Lay's, and I mostly got the crumbs. One thing I make sure to dust on furniture is vertical surfaces. Our bedroom furniture is bamboo, and the vertical surfaces have ridges, almost like wood grain, indented, imperfect lines. It collects dust like crazy. When I was younger, I would have never thought about dust on vertical surfaces, but it happens. Life this week here has been a lot. We're going through some really difficult health things with one of our parents, and there's simply no way to overstate how hard it has been. We always try to remind one another of the things that are going well in our life, especially when things are immensely difficult. Some of you know our youngest had some serious challenges over the course of the last 2.5 or so years. That was a long and winding road. They have worked so hard to find their way to a healthy, authentic them, and we have worked so hard to better understand and care for them. There's so much I wish we would have known sooner. We learned that along with being autistic, they have persistent drive for autonomy, a profile of autism, and they experience regular, extreme threat responses with situations neurotypical people and even some autistic people who do not experience PDA don't have. I'll come back to this in just a second. I went into the primary bathroom and gathered our towels and floor mats and our kiddo's full body bath mat for washing and dry dusted down surfaces real quick. I didn't get back to filming finishing this bathroom, but it's livable. Okay, back to story time. They spent the greater part of 2 full calendar years in constant heightened nervous system threat response. The body and brain just existing in a freeze response. Other people experience fight, flight, fawn, or flop, but our youngest typically freezes. We chose to unenroll them from their public charter middle school, and we chose to homeschool this school year, 2025-2026. Homeschooling was not a natural choice for us. It came out of absolute necessity. After 3 failed public school environments, our child experiencing school-based trauma, including a physical assault by student peers, and our child sitting in a special education classroom all day long, mostly disengaged and unable to engage. They are so much healthier now. And to look back exactly 1 year from today, one wouldn't even guess that they're the same child. They're engaged, communicative with parents, growing in self-care tasks, willing to do schoolwork, and most of all, they're happy. They're 13, so the reality is we have a long roller coaster ride ahead, but we went through a veritable hell as a family. So we're going to take the win on this one. So as hard as things are right now, we are grateful that life is infinitely better than this time last year for our child and us as their parents. I vacuumed my room in the hallway, then worked my way down the stairs. You may wonder why I'm starting YouTube and content creation again. There are a few reasons. One is that I miss it. I really enjoy the process of documenting moments, and until menopause hit, I really enjoyed writing about my experiences. I love connecting with others in community, whether disability, blindness, crafting, or those of us who actually love decluttering, cleaning, and organizing. I enjoy getting to know other people from around the world and learning from and sharing our experiences, and social media allows for that connection and community. One of the only reasons I stopped content creation in the past is that when I put out videos, or any content really, I found myself experiencing pretty severe imposter syndrome. I questioned whether anyone would want to hear my story. I found myself comparing myself to others and worrying that my story wasn't interesting enough, informative enough, fun enough, which really, if we get deep, probably suggests that I worried that I wasn't enough to succeed with this. Every time I'd stop making content, usually for years, I would feel immense guilt and shame around it. You started this. You know you can do this. Why aren't you? So I came back this time around recognizing that imposter syndrome and calling it what it is. I prepared myself to work through it rather than shut down. And I started with the short form content intentionally to give myself a chance for small wins with consistency and to work on fighting that imposter syndrome in little bits every day. Okay, back to this in a minute. I only showed a couple of stairs because we have 3 levels in our house, so lots of stairs. I go over them with the Lilly Brush, a rubber dog hair tool, and then with my cordless hand vac. Honestly, I hate doing stairs. Hate. But I love the vacuum lines on stairs, so it's kind of worth it for me. Coming back to YouTube and content creation might in part be a personal challenge for growth, goal setting, and a renewed chance to not only believe in myself, but also to show up for myself. I show up for everyone else. I need to show up for myself also. Though this is a long-term goal, I'd like to contribute to my family's income in a way that I don't right now. I'd like to help us move beyond the day-to-day to potentially even paying off things like our mortgage ahead of time. Another cleaning note and then I'll be back. I worked my way down the stairs to the main level, removed our throw blankets from the living room to wash, and sadly said goodbye to a couple of plush toys Mocha has killed. Vacuumed the living room carpet and our front hall and eat-in kitchen rugs. I remain cautiously optimistic about that because there's a long road and a lot of work to achieve that goal, but I'm making small steps in addition to content creation to get there. I'm part of the Amazon Associates and Amazon Influencer programs, and those programs allow me to receive a small commission on items purchased through links in my videos or on my Amazon storefront. In the video description below, you'll see a link to my Amazon storefront. If you see Figaro with me in the picture, you're in the right place. If you ever want to help support us in working toward these goals, you can look through my Amazon storefront, and if you use any of these items, purchase them through my listings or links. As part of that, you'll see that there is a new playlist of product review videos. There are only a few so far, but there will be more added each week. And just watching those videos or using the links to purchase items you might be interested in will help us reach these goals also. Okay, you guys, that was a lot of information, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of time with music, and then I'll come back and do some more chatting. Oh, this isn't new news, but for most of you it will be. Our oldest is in college and currently planning to study in Sweden next school year. For a number of reasons, we plan to travel to Sweden, me, Devin, and our youngest, for vacation and to visit our oldest. We started Swedish lessons once a week in the fall, and it has been so much fun. Devin has done so much better with learning this language than I have. I learned Spanish as a younger person, and he learned German. Turns out that Swedish has more similarities to German linguistically than to Spanish, so I'm told that it makes sense of my challenge with it. This past week, I asked our Swedish tutor to please research the language around disability and blindness there, in the culture, because she lives in Sweden. I'm really excited for the lesson on those topics, to be able to communicate about my blindness and my needs when we're in Sweden. after the vacuuming, I got to the kitchen, hand washed dishes, including stainless steel with that stainless steel cleaner I'm obsessed with, wiped down all the counters, and then prepared to do the hard floors on this level. Thank you so much for joining today. If you can hear the dogs in the background, Mocha and Figgy are both playing and they're going crazy with squeaky toys. I just wanted to go ahead and close out the video because the rest of the video is largely me showing you how I clean our hard floors. And because with this squeaky toy madness, I cannot concentrate whatsoever. If you want to join us for this journey, this crazy experience that I'm embarking on again, please like this video and subscribe. I started using the Bissell Crosswave Hydrosteam about a month ago, and I felt much better about being able to maintain the hard floors in our house. I haven't had the opportunity to try any other wet dry vac mops, so I don't know if others are quieter or more accessible somehow. This one is loud, and filling the bottle with water and solution isn't super accessible because it's a printed line and there's no way to know if you've gotten both lines correct. I can see the line up close with my functional vision, but even then I'm just close. I did measure both the water and the solution that goes into the bottle, and the water measures 3 liquid cups and the solution measures 1/2 liquid cup. And then I put them into the bottle with a funnel, so that could be one option for greater accessibility. Controlling the machine and using its buttons and knowing when the dirty water tank is full are both easily accessible. There are only 3 buttons and I only use 2 of them, power and self-clean. I keep the machine in steam mode and use it on sealed hardwood floors and tile floors. Whether this will work for you depends on your flooring. Oh, I have to plug it in. I do this every time. The self-clean cycle is also accessible as it involves pushing one button after setting the machine on a tray and plugging it in. It sounds a little crazy when it's running the self-clean, but it does a good job. And then everything is easy to physically disassemble and allow to air dry. This step would be necessary with any vac mop, to my knowledge, as regular care of the machine. Until next time.